Hi everyone, it's been a while, I'm aware, but I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. There's so much to catch up on, so much to explain, so much to talk about, and I think it's only right we just kind of get right into it. So when I left off, I'd taken a break from doing the radio show on YouTube. That's how I really kind of started, pushing the channel because of the radio show. And after I left the church that I was in, I had to leave the radio show there because they were the ones who were putting it together and helping with the production and everything. But I wanted to continue because I really do love YouTube, and I'm on YouTube like every day anyway. And I think I came back for a bit when I tried to do my own podcast. It's still there, something I'll do on the sides. But things happened that's kind of made me it actually made me take a step back and focus on other things before I came back. So now is the right time, and I'm actually excited. It's good to be excited to kind of come back on YouTube in this way. So what made me come back was I was trying to delete some large files off my desktop because I was trying to do another video for something else at work actually, and I was thinking, like, what are all these videos? Why do I have, because it sorts it and it was like gigantic files. I was like, why do I have, what gigantic files are these? And I started obviously click play to watch what it was. I thought, what have I been, and it was all these videos that I actually recorded last year that I didn't actually put out because I think I just chickened out of it in the end. But I was watching them back and I was laughing. I thought, oh, these are quite enjoyable. Maybe I might just pull out like archive ones, all the ones that I wanted to put out but I didn't. But it made me think, do you know what? Like, there is actually so much to say has come back. So let's carry on. So late last year, actually, I got another job, which I absolutely love. Actually, didn't start off that way. It's a lot of work, but now I'm in that kind of phase where I actually really love it and love what I'm doing. I'm really excited about being there, and I've kind of got my head around it all. And that's why I stepped back from a lot of the other things I was doing. So I was doing quite a few side projects that I love to do, like obviously writing. I was doing like Mary Smith still, a lot of music and things. But what I did was I put everything aside just so that I can focus and get to where I need to be with that role and understanding it fully before I started introducing my little things that I do on the side back. And one of the only things I kind of introduced was the writing style, writing side, with permission though. So I remember I spoke to my manager. I was like, this is what I want to do, I've got a published book out and I've got another story in my head I'm trying to put out. And she was like, go ahead and do what you need to do. So that was it was a nice break to kind of get work done. But the outlet that I needed, the creative outlet that I wanted to do was this book. So, this is that I've been writing another book. It's a crossover one this time because my first book was a children's one, and as you can see, you probably know. But this one's now a crossover one, so that is sort of young adults and adults can read it as well. And I really, really do love it. So I was able to focus on that, and very slowly I introduced everything else, which is obviously the worship style, but traveling more to do it. So I still carried on doing worship on Sundays regular, but February I started going back out into the world based on the invitations I was given. So the first invitation I was given this year was in Malta. So February, Valentine's Day week, I was actually in Malta. But this one was a different one now. I was training. I was training the choir, and that weekend ended with like a worship show event thing, which was really cool. And that's different because normally I just go and I do worship where I need to go. But this year has been about come and train now. Like, we love having you coming, but you need to train these guys up. So that's what I did in Malta. It was really intense because you're training people who are interested in worship music, training them on everything I know and why and how I do what I do. Because when you're leading worship or leading people in, it's different from just singing a regular song or a secular song. I've said that many times. But there's some few things that I think that I do that I've learned over the time from where I've picked up along the things you picked up to make what you do better, excellent, things like that. But there's some things that that I believe God has laid on my heart that I make sure I share when I do the training. So one little gem is I make sure every song links back with with a scripture, because you're singing the word of God then, you're singing what's truth, and not just all about me and my this and my this. You know, I don't really like this worship sets. I think there's a time to kind of express yourself before God and be like, this is how I feel. I feel like crap. I feel like a worm if you're David. I feel like this, I feel like that. That's all there. But when we're gathered together to worship God, you want to make sure that we use that time effectively, and we do give him the time and give him the worship he deserves. Because in a normal regular church service, it's all about us, and the preaching is all about us. Everything's us, and that segment is all about him. So let's make it all about him rather than us just rambling on. And I always say, yes, songs are great and some of them sound really good, but not all of them are linked back to scriptures or actual truth. And you want to make sure that you can write, right, on my set list, that song links with that verse and that. And it's even better when you have lived experience of that, or it's revelation, or God has ministered to you on that song, because it takes it from I'm just singing a song, it comes out of you, you're actually ministering it, what we're supposed to be doing with people, for the people. So things like that, I train them how I do that and what it is. And a lot of it is spending time with the word of God, spend time with God, listening to him, hearing from him, and really studying and building that up, because that's when you start discerning that that song isn't right, or actually you know that I know why that song was written, or where it came from and what that it means. And that just shows all the preparation that goes before singing and stuff. So I share with them things like that, and little gems like, you know, as a worship leader, you've got to do your best to be able to step in and out of the presence of God. And when I say step in, step out, you don't really step out, but you know, when you get to a place where you're in that secret place, you understand, you've got to be able to get in there without YouTube music and all that's great. YouTube's great, Spotify's great, Apple Music, whatever, but you don't want to rely on other people's songs, other people's worship to get you into the presence of God. It's good when you don't know we're doing collective worship together, but you don't want to be waking up in the morning and having to conjure up. You have to be able to just close your eyes or open your eyes or be there present and know that here I am in the secret place of God. And that just comes from understanding the truth that God is always there with you, and you're always there. But just not allowing what people think, oh, that song really gets me, that you have to try and get there without that, because then you know what the true presence of God is. Just you yourself, sometimes you don't even need to sing. And then you can bring other people along with you. But things like that, that's what I train and educate in. So that's that. So I did that in February, and then literally a couple of weeks later in March, I went off on an actual holiday with one of my best friends. We went to Ibiza, and that was the first time I've been to Ibiza. And let me tell you, I absolutely loved it. I didn't think I would. I thought Ibiza is so I expected to see drunk people on the streets and madness, and actually it was not like that. So we stayed in a really lovely luxury hotel. You're probably wondering what on earth is going on here. I had to dive to save our multicolored popcorn and our bags and belongings from this seagull who interrupted my beach stroll. Anyway, let me scroll back and tell you where we are and what happened. So my friend Rita and I decided to have a last minute Easter break in Ibiza. So we took off from Stansted and landed, and 15 minutes away from the airport, we arrived at our beautiful hotel. It's the Mims Hotel, part of the Melia Group, and it's next to Figuerotas in Spain. Now, this is a beautiful boutique hotel. The decor is Art Deco. It's styled by British designer Sean Cochran. It's just perfect. The amenities, the staff, excellent. Everything about it is good. As soon as we got in, we just put our bags on and went straight to this rooftop for some drinks and just to chill out, living our best life and just thanking God that we were able to spend Easter there. I'm talking about the food in this place. The breakfast is outstanding. The pancakes, the eggs, the fresh yogurt, everything was tasty. So we did that, and then we decided to go do many things. So we lounged outside as you would do. This is my favorite holiday perfume from Kayali. You want to get it. I love. So anyway, one day we decided to take a boat trip to Formentera. It was wonderful. The trip back was a bit choppy, but it was beautiful. We landed and we got on some bikes. I decided to do a lovely bike ride. It was supposed to take only 20 minutes, and took 2.5 hours to get to our destination. That was so funny, making me hold my hand up and film us for ages. Anyway, we arrived at the beach 2.5 hours later, really enjoyed ourselves. It was a lovely time. This was when the seagull tried to take my stuff away. Anyway, we came back to eat. I love the food there. The Skinny Kitchen had best nutritious meals, poke bowl, fish tapas, ice latte, incredible, absolutely loved it. We also ate at Ohana. I think it was actually the first night. We had the best burgers there. We had food at Cremont Beach. We also had food from the Fusion Bar, which is beautiful teriyaki salmon, and also authentic tapas at Abustus restaurant. It was wonderful. Then we did some other things. We shopped, walked around, did some more sort of historical things. Went to Park Arena and Castel Almudena, which was wonderful to see the fortress that surrounded the city and all the guns and everything. It was just a wonderful, lovely evening. And that's how we kind of spent our time. Sun, food, sea, enjoying the marina and loving the hotel. I will certainly be back and I totally recommend it. I absolutely love Ibiza. I didn't think I was saying it, but I absolutely did. Thank you to everyone who made our trip amazing, especially you, Rita. Till next time. We stayed in a really lovely luxury hotel. It was the Melia Group Hotel. We stayed there and the food was amazing. The Ibiza is amazing. The people are great. Just where we stayed was really lovely. I know those things happen, but there's a lot of rules now in Ibiza that just stops a lot of what I thought would be there. So you can't drink past a certain time. You can't even drink on the beach. Loud music's not allowed to be played a certain time. So a lot of all that craziness that I thought I would see, I didn't see it. This was lovely. Actually, by the time it was actually pre-season, so that was in April. I went. Sorry, that was in April. It was pre all of this. So maybe that is all going on now, but I think the laws don't allow all of that stuff anymore. But it was nice. It was great for me. I had a wonderful time and I want to go back. But as I was landing, I was figuring out, how can I get back to this place? It was so nice, so lovely. I want to go back again. Absolutely lovely. And then I landed and then we went off to Paris. And so to Paris. I loved Paris as well. Paris was there a couple of days, and I actually didn't want to go to Paris, but I thought, Mary, just kind of get over yourself and go. The reason is because the last time I went to Paris some years ago, it was, I just didn't get what all the romance was that everyone keeps babbling about. It just really was something romantic about it. In fact, actually, for me, it actually really wasn't. That was the time that I broke up with the guy that I was going to get married to before, and sneaky dude, we made up before, because I broke up with him. We made up before we went. Let me go. Wished me all the best things, and then whilst I was there, he was like, "I'm breaking up with you." So that Paris had nothing to do with love for me. I was like, this place, I just never wanted to go. I never did go back. This was years and years ago. So when my friend was like, "Oh, would you come?" and I thought actually, I'll go. But I'm so pleased that I went, because now I'm figuring out, how can I go back to Paris? How can I return? Because I had a lovely time. I saw what the romance was all about. Mama was amazing. The cuisine was something comme ça, but there was some beef bouillon, something that was really nice, and a cheeseburger. That I just stuck to this food I knew, because I thought I don't want to sneak a frog leg in. But it was nice. I mean, the other stuff was nice, not all just that kind of quiz. It was nice. Like, everything we ate was splendid. I had a fantastic time. Ooh. Bonjour. J'arrive indeed. We're back. Fun fact, Rita and I have actually been to many more places. We've been to Barcelona, we've been to Zanzibar, been to quite a few places. And today we are in Paris. We stayed in a lovely hotel, and it was called Hotel Barbès, another boutique hotel, actually. And from there, after we put our bags down, we went straight out again. We went to a beautiful cathedral, which was so stunning. I wish we could have recorded it, but they said you're not allowed to. It was absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I just loved the way they depicted, we both loved the way they depicted Christ in all of these pictures. We went to Montmartre, which I've never been to before. It's just a really lovely place, little quaint little shops, beautiful food. Just what you would expect Paris to be and what you see in the movies. I really felt like I was in Ratatouille or some kind of French old classical music. It was brilliant. This was a 2-day trip, by the way, guys, and we kind of squashed so much into it. We went to Notre Dame. We're at the Hunchback of Notre Dame. No, we're not at the Hunchback of Notre Dame. We're at the Notre Dame. Don't mind me. Anyway, we went to the little garden that is just adjacent to that. Again, had some coffee and some, snacks before we went to the Louvre. And I really wanted to see the jewels that had been returned and stuff from the heist. But there was no, you couldn't see it. But we did see other stunning works of actual art that was breathtaking and overwhelming. I would advise, make sure you wear really comfortable shoes because it can get a lot with the walking around and stuff like that, but it is beautiful. There's so much to see, so much to do. The studio to do some artworking, the shops, and it's just stunning. And it took us, we was in there for hours. We saw the Mona Lisa, as you can see, the smallest thing, but it was the best. And from there, we decided to check the rest of the space out, but go to Galerie Lafayette, which is this stunning, absolutely beautiful shopping centre. I loved it. Before that, actually, we went to Cedric the chocolatier to get some chocolates for Rita, and before we really enjoyed ourselves in the shopping centre, and I just loved it. We spent our days obviously chilling and walking. Not every day was out and about. Went to visit the Eiffel Tower at night, which was so stunning, and it sparkled for us. A lovely evening in that area before we went back home, and just like that, the whole thing was over. Well, until our next trip. Au revoir. Then I landed. And then what else did I... Oh, and then I think about a week or so later, then I went for my second ministry trip again. I went to Germany, and I was excited to go to Germany because I've got this thing in my head how it's like everything's going to be straight. And I thought, I don't know, I just thought it was very serious faced and but actually people there were really loving. And I went there again for ministry. I went there to do training and to be part of the Glow conference. It was spectacular. And one thing I loved about that is, especially as a Christian, like when we all speak in tongues, it's a powerful thing, we all know. But then you realize actually we're one in the spirit. Like, it doesn't matter what country, what race, whether you are. When everyone was praying together and praying in tongues, we just became one. It's the craziest thing. I've never experienced that before. I haven't. So I was just amazed.
If the highest place I reach is at your feet, then I've done it all. If the best thing that I've seen is your glory, then I've seen it all. Your love has changed my life, forever satisfied. God, you are my everything. Then I've done it all. Then I've seen it all. Your love forever satisfied. And you are. If one word is said, if I feel your heart but never see your head, I still have it all.
Just amazed. And it was such a powerful event. And for those of us, you hear from God, and so you're in the prophetic, and you're ministering to God's people. Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. You know how everything's about him, and it's him revealing truth to us, to God's people. And I love the prophetic because I was studying one day, and the original word of that, like, prophetic, God's announcer, it was like Abraham was the first, like, announcer, God's prophet. I went away to Saint-Tropez just by myself this time, not with anyone else. So I went away by myself. Maybe put the bangle on or off, choose one, Mary. So I went by myself, and that was always the intention. I thought, let me go there and kind of spend time, really kind of chill out, because there was a lot going on. Because last year I got a production deal with Gospel Rock. Now, Gospel Rock, I've been singing with them for many, many years, I think since 2012 when I first met them through Gospel Rock. The Gospel Rock is like it's like it was just a talent show for the gospel singers, and I was a runner-up or one of the finalists back then. But every time they said, oh, we're doing this show, would you come up touring across the country, I've been like, yeah, of course I'll go. I love that kind of thing anyway. So last year Christmas, I was in Manchester, in Bury, the town centre, singing Christmas carols and, you know, providing that worship atmosphere whilst they were going out doing evangelism and things like that. I've done that many times before, but that was when they were like, oh, we would like to offer you a production, you'll pay for your song to be out, let's just do it. Because, you know, sometimes I'd come with my same old material, original stuff, like, do something. I was like, I thank God for that, because I've been talking to God about that. So I thought, okay, fine. I've been recording that from like March, April time, and I knew that was coming out. So hence why I wanted to go away, to kind of collect everything together and figure out a campaign, how everything was going to be launching, what I was going to do, and just spend time with myself ahead of this song coming out. So yes, I'll get to that. So in Saint-Tropez now, there's me. I get there, and actually, when I first landed there, I was actually in tears. I was really crying, because those are really tough times at work, I remember. And I remember thinking, oh my goodness, what am I doing? I went there in absolute tears. And by the time I'd got there, I actually, funny enough, God really means to me songs as well. So a song came to my mind. I'll try to remember it was. And I woke up singing that song, and I kept thinking, why am I singing this song? But because I know how God speaks to me, I was like, God, what are you speaking to me through this song? It turns out that this song, I can't remember what it was now. It was, I think the writer said that everyone thinks is about a breakup or something like that. And I'm not gonna write you a love song because you asked for it and you need that song. Oh, and actually it's not like everyone thought it was about a breakup between her and her boyfriend. It was actually between her and her record label, saying, look, I'm not gonna write you a song for no reason, this love song, just because you're asking for it. I'm not gonna write you a love song because you asked for it. Because but then actually, so yes, woke up singing that song. I haven't heard it in squillions of years. So that's why I was wondering, why am I singing this song? So I went to go and research about it. And she was like, the pressure she was on at work in the record label was to produce this stuff. But she was like, I can't do that. I also want it to come naturally. And this article I'd found when I Googled it was explaining, I was like, oh, I don't really understand it. And it started saying, look, that's how sometimes we feel sometimes, you know, at work. And that's how I was feeling, that you really want to do great stuff, but you kept thinking, oh, where am I going? I'm scared of failing. I don't want to fail. I don't want to fail. I want to do good. But I was feeling the pressure of everything. And that article ended up with kind of like a very encouraging. So as Christians, you know, the best thing is with God's love, there is no failure in love. Like, he allows you to, like a child, and make mistakes. You know, when a child is learning to walk, we don't go, oh, you've fallen down again. You just kind of pick them up, and then you love them, and then they carry on, you know, learning to walk, and they'll eventually walk. And it was a beautiful article. I think it was called like Mockingbird. I've never heard of the article before. I literally wrote them back and said, I'm so thankful for this, because I saw how God was ministering to me through that. And I didn't want to leave. And then I actually forgot that I was going that next day. I thought, damn it, I want to stay. Because I got there, but I think I spent like 2 days crying and everything till that happened, and just at the last minute. But I was so good. I was so happy, sorry. I remember walking on the beach, and I wrote another song, and it all changed. And it was so wonderful. And I thank God, because even when I got, just before I left, or when I got back, I was able to have a prayer for my dad and things like that. And since then, thank God, everything's just been, I've been on top of everything emotionally, everything else, you know, not feeling impostery, not feeling like all of that, just really thoroughly enjoying it. So that was the last of my holiday. And I came back and the work began. And it was actually really wonderful, because God really ironed out for me a whole campaign that just kind of slotted and just came, everything just happened. So I was able to release my song with Purely Wavy, who I follow as an Instagram account. They've got great artists under their books. I had my song played on BBC Introducing, which I was so surprised at because it's a gospel song. It's called Bow, by the way, and I explained a bit how that song came about. But yeah, so the day I released it, we released a collab post with Purely Wavy. The song got played about a week or so before on BBC Introducing, and then I was able to work with a cool company called Vocal Venue and be able to put some visuals behind the song. Again, I was surprised because this is it's a gospel song. It's not like, I was so surprised of all the things that's been happening off the back of that. And I'm so excited because it's continued. So my song got released July 31st. So by then I've had such a great campaign with so many great collaborations that just came about. The people were asking me, oh, who did this for you? Thinking it was all the label, but because it's literally poured all things together that I'm just so pleased with. And also I'm so excited because then I got some really good collabs which all worked as well. So I already have I already get gifted on the PR thing for Maybelline, which again was a surprise to me. I was like, why do you so, by the way, I'm wearing Maybelline now. Actually, they're one of their sticks. I'm wearing the concealer at the moment now, so I still wear it. I still actually really love the product. It's not like I wasn't lying. But Garnier contacted me about their new glass skin hydron jelly sheet mask, which was incredible. I was so excited, I couldn't believe it. I was like, really? Like, I think on Instagram I have like 800 followers. On here I have like 100. On TikTok I think I have like 26. I love them. I don't have thousands of followers. I'm like, why are you sending me stuff? I like it, and I'm just so thrilled, and I always will do as best as I can to put the content out. So I'll upload them on here so you can see. But I was so pleased. So every week I've had such a great collaboration, and I've got another collaboration actually, and that one came about quite it was a blessing really. So I'm 43 years old, and I remember when I was turning 40, I was actually quite, I don't know, I think I felt like, what, so I think, actually, to be fair, only my mom told me that actually maybe life begins at 40, and I actually absolutely believe it. But I think then I was just in a really weird place, just emotionally not right. I was just like, oh, and I just didn't want to do anything. Because my 30th, I'd done like a big party, and I thought, I'm not doing that again because I don't like the attention too much. But turning 40, I wonder, everyone's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And I think all that pressure and all that with life and things, I kind of just didn't want to do anything. And I was just a bit like, I was sad. I was sad. I think, and it was because I just was sad. I wanted, not just because I was just sad. I don't know, it was just not a nice time. There could be a million reasons why. Turning 40, I wonder, everyone's like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And I think all that pressure and all that with life and things, I kind of just didn't want to do anything. And I was just a bit like, I was sad. I was sad. I think, and it was because I just was sad. I wanted, not just because I was just sad. I don't know, it was just not a nice time. There could be a million reasons why I didn't like it. But flash forward like to last year, when I first met Olivia Williams. She's worked with the NHS, and she's like a pro in fitness and things like that. She was at an event I went to. She was talking about bioage, bioage and things like that. And I loved it so much that the event that I was singing and mentioning at, I asked them to get her. I was like, you need to get her to talk about, because she's a Christian as well, but she has something called Script Fit. So she talks about, has a way of interweaving the scriptures with workouts and stuff like that, which I've never seen it done before. So we became friends, and last year when I was in Malta, again, they invited her out again, so we were out together in Malta. It was so fun. And it's just kind of acquaintance of them, just always just kind of support each other. And she's like award-winning. I won like a really cool award this year. And when I went back to my gym this year, they were like, we're going to do all your bioage and stuff like that. I left at the airport. Anyway, so I was like, oh, what are you going to tell me? I was like, I remember thinking, doesn't matter, Mary, because you can do something about bioage. So even if it comes back that you're Eon's thingy, then it doesn't matter. You just think about it. In fact, I should be working out anyway. I was thinking, it doesn't matter because this is why I'm at the gym anyway. This is why I signed up. And so I was like, yeah, what is it? And they went, oh, you're 40. And I remember thinking, I was squealing. I was like, are you kidding? I am so happy. I was so excited. I was like, I've been doing anything. Do you mean if I do something about it? The girl's going, yeah, it will go down because you're doing okay. I haven't done anything. I was like, I don't do nothing. I was so pleased. But actually, I'd actually been praying, saying, God, you know, people say, oh, you look younger, you age, all that business. I'm like, why? Let it be inside as well, not just, I mean, it's great outside, but let it be true. And hearing that made me think, do you know what? I'm in a much better place now, stronger in my faith with God and everything, and just stronger in life generally. And I'm actually happy with life. Like I'm gonna celebrate my 40th. So I literally had this whole thing. I celebrated my 40th ever. It's just gone in July, like it was my 40th. Honestly, I put up all the stuff and you can see. And what's funny is from that event, one of the workers that were there, they owned their own beauty salon, and they were like, would you want to do a collab with us? So I had a wonderful day doing a collab with them, and this was Nova Glow. Honestly, they're based in the Midlands, in the Lewis building. So hi everybody, come with me to Nova Glow right here at the Lewis building. I'm so excited. I'm getting a couple of treatments, so why don't you come with me and let's get. I'm so excited because today I'm at Nova Glow right here in Birmingham City Centre, and if you know me, you know I love beauty, I love treatments, anything to put my body and my skin in the right condition it should be. So I have been recommended a tailored suite of facials that's going to deal with any fine lines, any wrinkles, any sort of acne, and really, give me a really good lymphatic drainage from the top all the way down. Now, the reason why I chose to collaborate with Nova Glow is because they have the knowledge, they have the experience, and they have the tools to be able to deal with any skin concern and any skin color, like whatever scenario you find yourself in, they're able to recommend the best tailored treatments for you. Thank you, Nova Glow. In the city centre, and they do everything from, if you're into aesthetics, the Botox, all that, they do all of that, but they also do like really good facial treatments and massages, lymphatic drainages and all of that. So I was offered like this because I wanted to do something like a hydrofacial and things like that. They're like, right, we're going to do a mixture stuff for you, a bit of microneedling, a bit of really deep cleansing, hydrating facial. I slept off, I was snoring. I was snoring, and it was so wonderful. So if you're looking for somebody who knows what to do with, like, they do laser work as well. So if you want somebody who can do all skin tones, who understands skin tones, who have the experience, who has the equipment, everything for it, head over to Nova Glow. And again, thank you Nova Glow for that. Thank you Garnier UK for all this. Thank you Maybelline, and thank you everybody who was part of all this whole wonderful last sort of 8 months. Thank you Purely Wavy, thank you BBC Introducing, thank you to everybody who's been listening to my song. It's called Bow. It's out now, by the way. Obviously, if you know me, you know I sing under the name Torishe. So look out for Torishe, Torishi. That's the way you can. People say Torishi, but it's Torishe because it's a thing in it. But anyway, doesn't matter. And I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks because again, I'm going back to Malta for their big huge conference there on the 30th, August 30th actually. I'm gonna be performing Bow with the Liberty Church Birmingham location, and August 28th and 30th I'll be at Daughters of Destiny again, doing worship there with some great talented people. So life is really busy. I've just got back from family. There's smaller barbecue, but that's everything that's been happening. But I'm so excited because I'm working on the next song to come out, which I'm hoping I can get that out by Christmas, and just really thoroughly enjoying life and enjoying work. I really am enjoying work and really enjoying life at the moment. And I think the thing that's changed everything is, do you know something? You know, I've always lived, as you can probably tell, I'm always doing one or two things, because I live life that I think if God's given you a talent for something or you want to, you should just do it. I've always kind of done that. So I'll take it wherever, as far as it goes. Bow is about the word bowing before God, but it's, you know, in his word, the Bible talks about, in Hebrews, about coming to God as you are, having confidence to come before him. And that's an invitation for us to just come as you are, as we are. And that's reminds me of having a broken venue. Anyway, I'll speak of that. But we was in Ruach Church. So when I was in Ruach Church, 2021, I remember we have these great outpours, the Spirit of God, just kind of these great moments where we wouldn't even have an actual service, just be us wailing or just enjoying worship, and that would happen. So I remember that the chant of that song, like the main kind of hook of that song, just came out from that moment, but it never left my mind. It always stayed in there. And I'm so glad that this year I was able to get some of the singers who are BVs who were there with me that day, because I was leading worship that day, who were there to come and be on this track. So thank you to Nicole, thank you to Ursula, thank you to Caroline, thank you to Giovanni for being part of Bow, and thank you to Spa Beats Master Chef who produced it, and for Jojo F who actually mixed and mastered the track. But that's where it came from. It came from an overflow of saying, look, I bow before the King of Kings, I bow before the Lord of Lords, and we all came as we are. And because the beauty of it is, when you do come as you are, you don't leave the same. It's impossible for you to meet someone like God and just kind of wander off and not just feel the same. You feel it's amazing. But the song kind of has a direct message that says it's a beautiful invitation to willingly come and bow before him and acknowledge him who he is. Because the truth is, one day, according to scriptures, we're all gonna bow before him. And it's just the call to say, look, doesn't matter, every nation and tongue, every tribe under the sun, come and bow down, and have a wonderful time. And the reason why I was laughing, because when I was at the vocal venue, we had to perform our track, and then there was one guy there, he said, because I performed it like I was ministering it, and my voice is actually quite loud, but anyway, he said to me that, I don't think I should say it like this, but anyway, he went, oh, your voice, he said that my voice hit him, and it hit his nipples, that he felt really like, everything went all hard, and what's he talking about? And the God's telling me that that's how the anointing feels like to people who are not in the church scene, to kind of have them articulate what anointing feels like, which is so funny for me. That's why I was laughing. But that was a wonderful time. I met some great people, some great artists, and if you know me, you know I'm happy to sort of, I'm rephrasing my words. I like being around people. I love social people. I love it. I'm just trying to stop labeling myself as things and boxing myself as, I am not an introvert. I'm not an extrovert, introvert, you call it. I'm me, and I love me. And me being me has got me so far in life that it is what it is. I'm gonna just carry on. So anyway, let's end it like that, and I'll see you next time. I will, you know, and I'm not that anyone's crying for the videos, but it's just occurred to me that I actually love this. And yes, so take care, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodles.